a year. You have to be true and be professional. It's part of the job. I understand, like I said, being frustrated one night and not answering a question and making a point if a guy did something dirty, grimy, or disrespectful. Other than that, you have a responsibility to answer the questions, answer them like a pro. You can be short and precise to somebody that you're not cool with or somebody that's trying to attack you or kill you. We can do that. There's ways to do that. But next question, all this time later, is not how we do it in this league, and it's unprofessional, and I can't co-sign it as much as I love Russell Westbrook.
Transitioning from Russell Westbrook and Oklahoma City Thunder and Portland to Denver and San Antonio. This series is notched at 2-2. I'm at a struggle trying to decide, do I give San Antonio all the credit in the world because of how they've looked, considering that not much was expected from them as a 7th seed? Or do we look at the Denver Nuggets and say this is a young team that was down 1-0, tied the series, down 2-1, that tied the series, and look at these young guys and say they're a bigger threat than we thought they were? How should we look at this series?
Well, going in, surprisingly, I picked San Antonio to win the series. I think both teams are extremely well coached. I think Denver has done an outstanding job all season long, and the season in a 2 seed. The problem with Denver, in my opinion, why I picked San Antonio, is when you come down to playoff basketball, you need a guy that I could throw the ball to, forget about what's on the clipboard, and he's going to make a play either for himself or for others. I wasn't sure that the Denver Nuggets have that guy. Now, when they won the game, that guy has shown up, whether it's been Jamal Murray, whether it's been the Joker. They've shown up and made plays. When they've lost, they've been thoroughly outplayed. I still pick San Antonio, but give Denver a lot of credit for going into San Antonio and winning. Now the problem is you don't want to relax because the San Antonio Spurs are more than capable to coming into your building, they've proven it, and win a game. It's going to be a great series, and I think it's far from over.
The Stephen A. Smith Show on ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Guests on the Stephen A. Smith Show appear via the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line. And you can always get in touch with the show through the 1-800-Flowers Twitter feed.
This Mother's Day, show Mom just how much you appreciate her love and support with 1-800-Flowers.com. Right now, you can get 36 sorbet roses for just $36. To order, go to 1-800-Flowers.com, click the radio icon, and enter code Stephen A. That's with a PH, not a V. Welcome back to the Stephen A. Smith Show, ESPN Radio, ESPN News, reminding you that starting off hour number 2, NBA analyst extraordinaire PJ Carlissimo will be on with us live from Portland, Oregon, where he's scheduled to call tonight's Game 5, potential closeout game between the Portland Trail Blazers and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Russell Westbrook versus Damian Lillard, C.J. McCollum, Paul George, and the crew. Bottom line is the entire backcourt, meaning Paul George and Westbrook, are being outplayed by C.J. and Dame at this particular moment in time. That's really what this comes down to. We're talking basketball here, nothing else. 888-SAY-ESPN, it's 888-729-3776. Remember, the 76ers have a closeout game scheduled for tonight as well against Brooklyn. Coach Brett Brown has warned his players to watch out. Brooklyn's not going to go down easy. They're feisty. They're going to go down with a fight. And, you know, they want to avoid fisticuffs and things of that nature because Joel Embiid, without question, when healthy, the best big man in basketball. He is spectacular, make no mistake about it. And by big man, I mean center, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not talking about Giannis playing the 4 and being on the perimeter most of the time and when he's not driving in the dunk on people. I'm talking about Joel Embiid, a 5. Essentially, he's an antagonist. And, you know, he antagonized Jared Dudley, antagonized others with elbows to Jared Allen and hard fouls and all of this other stuff. So Brett Brown told his players to watch out. We'll see what unfolds as the playoffs continue tonight. Let's go to Eric. You're live with Stephen A. Talk to me. Eric.
Hello.
Goodbye, Eric. Goodbye, Eric. Bye. You got to be ready when I call you. Bye. Let's go to Tony. You're live with Stephen A. What's up?
¿Cómo está, Stephen A? Long time no
¿Cómo
talk.
está? ¿Cómo está? ¿Cómo está?
Everything good. Listen, real quick. Outside of, you know, them getting into Brooklyn's head tonight, who would you say besides D'Angelo Russell and Karis LeVert would be the, you know, the key piece to get maybe, you know, a game to get this, to keep the I guess this round going for Brooklyn?
I think D'Angelo Russell has to explode. I think D'Angelo Russell has to explode tonight, no question about it. And I think guys like Joe Harris and Dinwiddie and those boys, I just think they have to be formidable offensively tonight. I think that, listen, both teams' offenses have been relatively effective, but somebody's got to explode. You got to explode in such a fashion to demoralize the competition. And Jimmy Butler, you can expect a big game for him tonight. He got ejected last game. Tobias Harris, Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, and those boys picked up the slack. But expect Jimmy Butler to have an impact on this game tonight because he's certainly not going to back down from the challenge. Neither is anybody in Philadelphia. So it is what it is. Have a nice day. Let's go to the next call. Brian, you're live with Stephen A. What's up?
Hey, Stephen A. How you doing?
I'm all right. Go ahead.
Well, I was calling about the Oklahoma City and Portland game on tonight. I just think it's real important that Portland closes the deal out tonight because I don't think they want to give Oklahoma City any life. Because as we both know, Oklahoma City has a lot of heart. And if they get some heart to come back, I think they can stretch it to a 7th game, and anything can happen in a 7th game.
Well, one could make the argument, Brian. But, Brian, one could make the argument that the heart that Oklahoma City has actually gotten in its way because that heart is led by the likes of Russell Westbrook and Paul George. And when you got guys, look at the great Isaiah Thomas said, they're fixated on getting their numbers as opposed to winning, whereas Portland is prioritizing winning and getting their numbers because of it. There's a difference.
Yeah, they're taking it as it comes to them. I respect that. Yeah,
all right.
I can kind of see what you're saying.
Thanks a lot, man.
Okay, thank you,
Yeah,
Stephen.
I got you. I appreciate the call, man. Thank you.
Tomorrow.
Thank you. Take it easy. Trevor, you're live with Stephen A. Talk to me.
I'm going to talk about the energy of the Sixers. I feel that they have more energy than Nets. I feel that they're going to be able to close out the game.
Energy than the Nets? The Sixers?
Yeah,
I think if the Sixers lose, I think if the Sixers win, it ain't going to be because of energy, bro. It's going to be because of the fact that they have more talent than Brooklyn. Brooklyn's got to win in free agency because I don't see them winning this series. Appreciate the call. Thank you so much. Let's go to Frederick. You're live with Stephen A. What's up, Fred?
Hey, Fred. This is Frederick from Allentown, PA. How do you feel about Ben Simmons shooting all these threes on YouTube but don't shoot it in the game?
Well, I have a problem with the fact that Ben Simmons doesn't have a jump shot because I think that's the only thing holding him back. I think the only thing holding Ben Simmons back from being a straight, bona fide superstar and league MVP candidate is his jump shot. I think in every other area, he's beautiful. His ball handling skills, his passing skills, his basketball IQ, his competitive fervor, his defensive tenacity. He ain't scared of anybody. I love Ben Simmons. I just want him to get a jump shot.
Yeah. All right, and I don't know if I can ask one more, but I'm going to ask one more. We're like a Klay Thompson away, but how do you think we could match up with them if everybody's playing their A game? Like, do you think we could take Golden State to with Golden State?
No. Even though you beat them in the regular season, I don't think so. I think that they're too great at being shot makers, and I think it would be too much for you to overcome. I don't view that at all. I think Milwaukee's a good matchup for them. I think Boston's a better matchup for them. I do think the acquisition of Tobias Harris and Jimmy Butler helps because if Jimmy Butler and Tobias Harris are hitting their perimeter shots, then that's a different ballgame. But that's asking a lot. Their scorers, not necessarily shooters, and I think you got to have shooters to compete with the Golden State Warriors. And I don't think Philadelphia has that enough in abundance to pull that off. But you got bigger problems to have. Philadelphia right now isn't considered better than Toronto, and they're not considered better than Milwaukee. They believe they could beat both, especially Milwaukee. We shall see. And they're lucky they don't go up against Boston because that has appeared to be a matchup nightmare for them. But I think right now you got to concern yourself with the East as opposed to the West of the NBA because the Sixers ain't going to the finals unless some miracle happens in terms of Milwaukee and Toronto really falling off. I would love to see Boston and Philadelphia in the conference finals. That would be my dream. I don't think either of them would potentially win the next series, but I hope and pray that I am absolutely wrong. Gotta go. Appreciate the call. 888-SAY-ESPN. That's 888-729-3776. More of your calls to close out hour number 1 before PJ Carlissimo starts off hour number 2 in a minute. By the way, if you missed my opening segment, go check it out on demand in the Stephen A. Smith podcast. Brought to you by the Capital One Saver Card. Earn 4% cash back on dining and entertainment, 2% at grocery stores, and 1% on all other purchases. Hey, what's in your wallet?
Your radio, your computer, your phone. Or just tell your smart speaker to play ESPN Radio.
Now playing.